Ginger, an unbelievable plant whose roots are used as a spice around the world. Originally from Southeast Asia, this plant is actually very easy to grow, even if you live somewhere that looks like this. So let's look at how you can grow your very own fresh ginger root right inside your home. Hey, if this is your first time visiting the Ripe Tomato Farms channel, first up, I want to thank you for stopping by. Here, we talk about all the best tips and strategies that you can use to grow the best backyard veggies. So if growing fresh organic fruits and vegetables for you and your family is something you're passionate about, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. All right, first up guys, you want to start by picking the right ginger root stock. Now, grocery store ginger is just fine, and it will indeed sprout. And not only that, you'll ensure that it's an edible variety. I always aim for rootstock that has already started to sprout for me, but this is rarely the case. Instead, I settle for firm root bulbs that have not yet dried out and have several eyes where new shoots will begin. The eyes on ginger can actually be quite visible, and often they'll be a different color. And as those viable eyes get further along, they'll actually shed some of that outer dry skin that ginger has. Next, I always soak my ginger root overnight for 24 hours. Soaking the ginger ensures that the bulb is hydrated and it starts the process of triggering new growth. Lots of people skip this step, but I think it's vital. While your ginger is soaking, you can prepare the nursery tray in which we will sprout it. I use standard 10 by 20 nursery trays with a cage bottom. I use the cage bottom because this can get quite heavy. These trays allow me to start 12 to 14 ginger rhizomes. Fill your tray about 3/4 the way full of your favorite potting or seeding mix. Ensure that this mix is light and airy. Now, don't just plant your ginger bulbs right away. Over the years, I've established that the success of getting ginger to properly send out roots and shoots is totally predicated on having the right temperatures. Ginger is very much a tropical plant. Preheat that tray for a couple of hours before you plant, and you'll see your success of sending out roots and shoots go up tremendously. To plant the bulbs, simply place your ginger rhizomes right on top of that potting mix inside that tray. Space them out 2 to 3 inches apart, and then cover with about 1 inch of the same potting mixture. Make sure that none of the rhizome is exposed. You really want that soil to act as a wet, warm blanket. This way, you guarantee sprouting. Place that tray back on the heat with a cover to hold in moisture. And now we wait. Within about a week, at a soil temperature of 80 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, your ginger rhizomes will begin to sprout shoots. Now, shoots will often come before the roots appear. And you'll see these little green shoots emerging from the potting mixture. Success. On this rhizome alone, you can see about 3 viable shoots really starting to form. Each of these shoots will actually be its own new ginger plant. Some bulbs may look like they're not doing anything, but check on them just to make sure. At this temperature range, if nothing is sprouting within about 3 weeks, it likely won't. Simply discard those bulbs that aren't doing anything and try again. This ginger is coming along nicely, but in my experience, I do give it about another week or so before actually potting these guys up. For the smaller shoots that are appearing at the same time, I just leave them for about another week or so to really get established. Ginger rhizomes and rhizomatic plants in general can grow at really different rates. So don't be alarmed if not all your ginger bulbs are sprouting up evenly at the same time. Treat each bulb as its own single crop rather than the tray as a whole. I transplant sprouted ginger bulbs to either 6 or 8-inch nursery pots. I just find these to be of ideal size to be able to accommodate the extensive root system as well as the large bulbs. Fill your pot 2/3 full of that same potting or seeding mixture and press it down gently. This is to eliminate any air pockets that might be in that soil profile. When you go to pull up your ginger bulb, do so gently. This is because the root systems can be quite extensive, and you don't want to disturb the neighboring bulbs that might not be ready yet. This particular rhizome could actually be split into multiple plants, and if I was going to be selling the potted ginger as a finished product at my farm stand, I probably would divide it up. However, this particular tray of ginger is destined for my own ginger plot, so I'm leaving all the bulbs intact. Place your sprouted ginger bulb on top of the soil that's in your pot, orienting all the shoots upwards and really trying to space out those roots gently. Simply add more potting mix to the point where you cover the rhizome up to where it meets the green part of that shoot. Press that soil down firmly all around your bulb, adding more soil along the way as necessary. Now, if you have multiple smaller shoots forming on that bulb, do take extra care. You push down too hard and you might snap one of those off. After potting up your ginger, place it back on the heat to continue its growth for a few more weeks. You really want that pot to get established. And as always, water from below. As you can see, as long as you follow the steps that we outline here in this video, growing your own ginger plant from store-bought ginger rhizomes is super easy. You simply have to recognize ginger as a tropical plant. As such, a lot of the failures that you or someone you know may have had trying to get ginger to root could be because of this. The rhizomes need heat. They need heat at every step of the process. They need heat to sprout, and they need heat and moisture to trigger themselves to send out the supporting roots. Knowing this and making sure you keep your air, soil, and water temperatures between 80 and 85 Fahrenheit will ensure your success in getting your ginger to root. Well guys, I think it's safe to say that you can add ginger to that ever-growing list of plants that you buy once and then never have to buy again because it propagates so prolifically. If you're looking for an indoor growing project this winter, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find something as rewarding as growing your own ginger root. Hey, hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons if you'd be so kind, and I'll see you in the next video.